look at the examples is what happens is, well, Baby McBillionson doesn't really pay for it. What Baby McBillionson does is he goes and lives in a giant castle with a wall around him because he can pay to have his own private army. That's one of the benefits of being Baby McBillionson. And he'll just go in his castle and be like, you're not going to let me shoot my money gun over here. I'll just go in this room and shoot up these people, and then I'll have people around my house, and they'll just kick you out and laugh at you. So all the people in Beverly Hills and Baby McBillionson just going to sit in their house just shooting off money guns, be like, I don't care. Well, the rest of the world burns around them. And the people that are going to get messed up when the world burns around them is the people that are worth less than, I don't know, $500 million. Kind of like me. And I really don't want that to happen. I would prefer if all these people around me just kind of keep doing their thing and let me keep doing my thing. Because I can't afford my own private army. I can't afford my own security. And so, the moral of this story is, I'm just throwing off a bunch of like jihad moments that hit me, is that other people are literally your problem. Because when other people have a problem, they will make it your problem. If you are on an island, this is why the whole doctrine of everyone's responsible for each other doesn't play out. If you are on an island with 5 other people, let's just limit that so I don't have to draw as much. If these people are having a bad time and you're having a great time, you're about to have a bad time. That's how people work. And you cannot have a good time unless 2 things are happening. 1, all these people are also having a good time. If all the people around me are having a good time, they're at least doing pretty well and they're content, the society I live in, I'm going to be able to have a good time in. I'm going to be able to enjoy my money. No one's going to be kicking down my door, robbing me anytime soon. And while I might have to pay some taxes, while I might have to pay some dues to society, society's going to stay and act around me, and it's going to allow me to live in a giant skyscraper like I live in right now and make as much money and work as much as I want to and just basically have a really kick-ass life. Honestly, my life is pretty damn good. And so rule number 1 for me to have a good time is the society and the world rules that we've agreed on, we have to make sure that everybody wins, at least a little bit, so they don't flip the table. Because if there isn't a society around, if there is no society that's operating, I can't enjoy my coconuts. I'm just a dude in a garbage dump. Have you ever seen countries that are a mess? Do you want to live there? If I gave you $1 billion, if I said you have to go live in this whatever country, just insert whatever country you really would not want to live in, would you do it? No, because the society isn't there. The society is not working well. You wouldn't want to live there. You wouldn't want to be a billionaire there. You have a big giant ivory castle in the middle of a dumpster fire. No thanks. The second thing that needs to be true is that people need to be not actively trying to take my coconuts, aka communism. In order for that not to happen, I have to make sure, again, all the other people in society are at least somewhat winning. Because if they're not winning, these 4 people are going to be like, hey, you know what works really well? Like, look, there's like this book with this guy who has like this big beard, and his name is Mark, and Ist. And he just says, like, when this happens, dude, like, bro, we should just like put on like black shirts and stuff and just go like beat the crap out of this guy and take his stuff. Like, that's basically the moral of the point of the book. Not really. That's not what he said, but that's how I'm going to interpret it. Want to go do that? Everyone's like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. And the political version of that is called communism. So if you don't like communism, you better figure out some way so that other people on the island can win, because if they don't, they're just going to read that big red book with the bearded guy on it and just come beat the crap out of you and put in whatever silly laws they want, and then you're not going to be rich anymore. You're not going to have the chance to get powerful and wealthy. You're just going to be completely 100%. And that is why I don't like Jeff Bezos, because he is making it so I'm going to get
Apple against Fortnite. Okay, so Fortnite was trying to figure out a way to not pay the 30% fee that you have to pay on Apple. So, for example, if you buy a product off an app, Apple has to keep 30%. You spend $1,000, guess what? $300 is going to Apple, right? And the same goes with Google, with the Android, right? Okay. So Fortnite's going back and forth, so like, we kind of don't like this thing, you know, it kind of sucks. And by the way, they don't know that Google last year, I think, paid $12 billion to Apple just to say, hey, we want a relationship with Apple because we know you have the apps. And just so you know, Amazon spends another $10 or $12 billion just giving Apple money every year to allow them to use the app. So Yes.
So they can be on the App
Yes,
Store?
exactly.
They just want to be on the,
So
the,
of course,
the
by
iPhone
the way,
App Store.
The
Wow.
gaming industry. You know how much gaming industry made Apple last year on apps alone?
How many billion?
How much you think it is? What do you think the number is?
I mean,
Actually,
at this
I want
point,
you to
these
guess
numbers
this
are
number.
absurd. How much money they made on gaming?
$46 billion.
Wow.
Dollars.
I was gonna say
Off of-
100 billion. I was
Off
way
of
off.
apps.
Yeah,
off
ridiculous.
of apps is what you're talking.
Ridiculous.
About. That's a lot of money. Now keep this in
How
mind.
much of their top line?
4.6%. Their top line revenue? No, their top line revenue is.
It's fine.
No, their top line revenue. You can pull up what their revenues is.
I mean, it's a fairly significant portion.
Apple probably has a $400 billion revenue, $350 billion revenue, but he can pull it up right now just to see. Just pull up Apple's revenue. Just type in Apple 2020 revenue. Apple revenue. There you go.
Way to go, Kai.
6. Go up a little bit right there. Breaks it down for you. Kai, can you just go up? Just stay where you were at right there. Click on that. Right
Kai's got
there.
the hardest job, man. This guy can't
It's
get Googling right.
Okay, so Apple's making a lot of money. The
Okay.
whole point is they're making a lot of money. Let's just keep it. Okay, go
Hey
down
guys,
to the-
breaking
go
news.
down-
Apple's doing okay.
back.
Apple's gonna be okay.
Go down.
Kai couldn't find how
Right
well they're
there.
doing,
Open.
but Apple's not going out
Okay,
of business.
so the point is $46 billion is coming from a gaming. Okay, so now watch what happens here. Watch what happens here. So the two companies are at war, okay? And
Apple versus who?
Apple against Fortnite.
And who owns Fortnite? What is it? Epic
Oh,
Games? or
Epic
something?
Games, yeah.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
But here's what happened. Apple said, you're trying to get the 30% to not have to pay for it? No problem. You're off Apple. You're no longer going to be an Apple. Guess who follows the next day?
Android.
Android follows
Yeah.
the next day. So now both Android and Apple, you can no longer get Fortnite. So Fortnite sees this,
Yeah.
and what do? They come up with this commercial. Kai, why don't you show us this commercial that Fortnite just came up with?
Way to go, Kai.
So it's the Apple commercial on the bottom right. They're making fun of Apple, saying you forgot who you were.
They love their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our profits, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
Pat, read that.
Apple Games has defied the App Store monopoly. In retaliation, Apple is blocking Fortnite from 1 billion devices. Join the fight to stop 2020 from becoming 1984 #free Fortnite.
Which, by the way, both are genius marketing.
No doubt
campaigns.
about it.
Yeah.
By the way, the bottom right commercial is known as the greatest commercial of all time.
yeah.
When I was sitting down with Steve Wozniak
Wow.
interviewing him, you know how much they spent on that commercial each? They both didn't have a lot of money. Okay, when that came out, they hadn't yet sold
Jobs
their
and
shares.
Wozniak, you're
Jobs
saying?
and Wozniak. I had Wozniak at an event, I think in 2010. I said, how much you spent on that commercial? He said, I had to put up 400,000. Jobs had to put up another 400,000 that we didn't have to do that commercial. I said, let's just do it. We did it. It became the greatest commercial of all time. Okay, to produce this commercial. Think about that.
Think about the ROI on that commercial.
So